got a refund from the state of Kansas, but not federal.
What?
Right, I never thought I'd see the day.
Thanks, Trump. Actually, I got a really good tax
refund. But the rest
refund.
of it was from Brownbacks. So, should I say thank you, Brownback, or no?
Spank you.
Get the fuck out, Brownback. Bye.
Bye, bitch.
Boy, bye.
He's gone.
I know
He's in
gone.
Italy.
I'm gonna make sure he's gone.
I hope he gets like dysentery or some weird like just like not even dysentery, like just like diarrhea. Where
I hope he gets slapped with a noodle.
Noodle slapped.
Yeah.
No, I want him to get diarrhea so that he always smells faintly of shit.
He probably will if he eats overly hydrated noodles. Like, like, you know, when they're starting to fall apart, but you're like, fuck, I'm hungry, I'll eat it.
Like, I feel like people, like, he's going around Europe and people are like, man, that brown back, that brown stands for that shit smell, right?
His eyebrows look like he just rubbed some shit on his nose. Like, he's always got those, like, fierce brows on fleek.
They're not even on fleek. They're just like, they're like
coming to get
out. Yeah, that man. Okay, so he's like used to be our like governor or whatever in the state of Kansas, right? That was his role.
Yeah.
He's a garbage person, and that's why the state of Kansas is in the place that it's in now. And he influenced his like economic plan, influenced what Donald Trump is trying to do to America now.
Because
He's like, that is working so well.
It's working so great in Kansas. Let's make it national.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, I know that I feel like we're going to get to a point because the state has yet to have approved a school budget. We're going to be in the same situation that Oklahoma is in, where the teachers are marching to the Capitol, yelling at the fucking people.
Legit, though, we need teachers. I mean, you know, not that I want to talk about what's going on in our hometown, but a lot of teachers are directly
always
able
in the
to
front
influence.
lines.
Yes.
Literally, the front lines at this point. We're living in a time where our children are dealing with so much trauma.
Yes.
And teachers are there. They're the first ones. They're like first responders at this point. And if you don't pay them money, then what the fuck do you expect them to do? What kind of person do you expect to be there if you're paying them garbage?
Exactly. And then, you know, now their jobs are nearly dangerous because, you know.
Nearly. They're completely dangerous.
I mean, right.
It's a dangerous ass job. Fucking Mrs. Robinson is gonna be in as much, like, fucking hellfire as a police officer at this point.
Definitely. And then they, you know, like, I am not anti-gun, okay? Just because we're from
the Midwest, literally.
Right.
Like, we can't be anti-gun because we understand that you have to have guns in order for, one, protecting your home.
Right, I'm cool with that.
And two, for, like, leisure, like, yeah, I don't care, you go hunt.
Like, just last night, our neighborhood was on blast because apparently someone tried to kick in the door, so they just displayed their shotgun at them. And then the person that was trying to kick in the door to rob them called the police because they pulled a shotgun on them. And I'm like, well, they didn't even need to shoot fire to say, hey, this is my property, get up off this. But, like, and, you know, by the way, since we're from the Midwest, don't give us that shit that you need an assault rifle for fucking hunting because you cannot eat that meat.
Right.
I am very much for hunting because I do believe that we should all be hunting our own meat instead of mass producing and, you know, the mass slaughter of animals. I don't know why we don't fucking hunt. Like, that seems, but I get it.
It's seen
Society
as
and
archaic
whatever
for some people, and there is this big separation of like
maybe they'd start caring more though if they tracked it and had to like clean it quite like a hunter will. Like they have more respect for animals than a lot of people I know.
They have more respect for animals than they do people, and I think that's the problem though.
Yeah. Well, wait, what? Who?
The hunters.
Well, because people are.
Yeah, but a lot of these hunters have certain ideas of, like, people of color.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I get that.
I had, like, it's just like, I'm willing to give you your gun, Steve, but can you please, like, at least agree that maybe the kids deserve to have a free meal at school if they can't afford it? They can't even meet you there.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know which battle to start with. Like, if I were all of a sudden handed the keys to the kingdom and I could fix a problem, I don't even know where I'd start. I feel like it would be a hot soup sandwich. Like, I'd fix one thing and it would just fall apart anyway. You know? And
hot soup sandwich?
Yeah, it's like, how the hell do you hold a hot soup sandwich? You don't. Like it.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like an impossible task.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what it feels like sometimes because I'm like, fuck, like.
For me, I think it's education. Education.
That should be at the core of our nation if we really want to build it up. It's not some bullshit trickle down. Okay, don't give us that shit.
No.
Obviously, Kansas did not prove anything right.
Well, we did. We proved that it doesn't work.
There we go. But then, like, I had a conversation with my sister last night because she was feeling some type of way because and it kind of hurts my brain to think about this because we grew up in Dodge City where immigration is very real to a lot of people, but she is just now realizing the depth and the
gravity
that, you know, like DACA has on, because she's in Johnson County and at home. There's been a lot of talk about students who are overly stressed because they feel like they cannot move forward because of their immigration status. And they were not born here, but they were also brought here at 4. Excuse me. Like, when other people were busy watching Blue's Clues, these kids were moving to a new culture, you know, to flee from whatever was happening in their hometown. Or just for
a better life,
like better
in
chance
general.
At life, right.
But the thing, and these kids are also dealing with prejudice and people telling them, we don't want you here. 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 We don't want you here.
And that's the thing is, like, you do want us here because I guarantee you if, which I'm pretty sure everyone's aware of where certain immigrants are working. Kitchens. Just look around. Do you really want us to go anywhere? Because who's gonna fucking do it?
The roofers, the other day, I was like, hey guys, and they're like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, y'all finished? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, in 2 days? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, damn, y'all are chingones, you know?
They did make fun of Joel's smart car. And he was like, you don't fucking think I'm a paisa, you know? Because he looks white, but
he's a white passing Latino, you know?
And so he's like, and he was like, the fuck? Like, I felt bad because, you know,
he was triggered.
Yeah, Joel's like straight up from Mexico. And so to have people make fun of his car, he just, I don't know. I get it. I was like, dude,
what's it called? What kind of car does he drive?
It's like a Hot Wheels.
It's like one of those little baby cars from like Fisher Price.
They made fun of the beep because, you know, when he locks it, it goes beep, beep, beep. And so he locks it and he hears the roofers go beep, beep, beep. And so I was like, how does that feel, huh? Who's a paisa now?
Well, they're more fresh, you know? They're fresh off the boat, so to speak.
He's only been a citizen for 2 years. Like,
well, the thing is, the guy, after I told him, I'm like, y'all are, you know, doing the work. And he's like, hell yeah. And he's like, puro mexicano.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and
for real, though.
That's the thing. I see that and I'm like, dude, you're getting exploited.
Yeah.
That's exploitation.
And I feel so bad, but they're so honest at the work. Like, they don't care. They're just like, dude, I'm able to feed my family this way. I'm able to send money home this way. And, like, so for my sister to grow up, you know, because when our generation, that was so real. And, you know, we have a mutual acquaintance that had a child here, and that's how she's now able to have a green card.
I have more than one.
There's more than one. Like, there's a lot.
My family right now, I'm dealing with the fact that I have an uncle who he was coming home from a party and he was above the limit or just at the limit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's looking at probable deportation.
Yeah.
And he has like 3 kids at home that he's helping support. So now
Exactly.
he can't do it.
And you know what kind of gets me is this town rallied together. And I love and appreciate them for doing this. Okay, so this is not me nagging. I'm trying not to come across as bitchy with it, but they did get behind someone who was a college professor that well overstayed a visa. So I'm wondering, why is it okay in one case but not another?
It's because he fits the perfect immigrant criteria.
But so do all the other workers, and it just really grinds my gears.
The thing is that it shouldn't matter what your occupation is or what your record is. It should matter that you're a person and that you're trying.
Exactly.
Because what you did like 10 years ago is something that has happened in the past, and you are a different person than you were back then.
And I agree with that. I even would agree with that with like recovering. Like I have had students that, you know, are former meth addicts, and I'm like, good for you for, you know, moving forward, and good for you that you found somewhere that's giving you a fucking second chance. Like, you deserve it, because why would we want people to stay there? We're supposed to give them, I would want someone to say, hey, I'm not going to give you a handout, but I'm going to give you a hand up. Let's do this together.
Yeah, and the thing is that this country is in such a crisis, especially with like the opioid.
Opioid
All them
abuse.
drugs the guys are using, and the kids and everyone, and it's just like,
well, everyone's trying to escape what reality is.
and the thing is that these other people that are like hyper conservative and very like America first don't understand that in order to make America first again, you have to help people.
And you have to prioritize the people that are actually doing the honest work. Don't prioritize only end of the spectrum that is supposed to trickle down. That bullshit does not work. In fact, I have in my line of work seen more tax evasion loopholes. Don't give me the bullshit where they say, oh, welfare. No, I'll tell you what's a drain on our economy is people that are given massive tax loopholes and then don't pay their fair share of taxes. Mm-hmm. That to me costs way more than a fucking WIC check to get fucking tuna.
It's bullshit.
God,
It's the American narrative, though, to demonize the poor and to give the breaks to the rich.
As if their grandparents didn't fucking come from that. Like, not everyone was born wealthy and where they're at. Get off your ivory tower and realize where you come from.
Right.
So...
And the thing is that when you say honest work, that means a lot of different things to different people. Like right now, there's a sex worker strike in New York City where the strippers and the sex workers are
and that is
strike.
Honest work.
It is completely honest.
Those women are doing like really important work that nobody recognizes. And it's so sad because now they're on unemployment. Whereas before they were doing a service that we actually need, but no one's willing to talk about because, oh, God forbid it wasn't in the Bible. Actually, prostitution is been documented since before the dawn of time. Ever since there was a dick, there was probably a prostitute right next to it.
Ready for money.
Right.
Well, and the thing is that it is one of the oldest occupations.
It's the first occupation.
But it's also one of the most stigmatized things to do with your life.
Because people stigmatize sex.
And they have the higher rates of death at work, basically.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're dehumanized and sexualized to the point where they're no longer doing a job. They are a slut. They are this object that...
Like, how dare you use your sexuality for personal gain? Or how dare you take ownership of something that you feel like porn workers... please, how many people watch porn? A lot. But no one wants to talk about it. And so I'm like, we're one step away from getting rid of that. Then what are we going to do? Everyone's going to be in fucking outrage. Like,
I want to see
my porn?
Honestly, at this point, I feel like we deserve it and fuck it. Like, we need to just we take it all. Take it all, let it go. And then we will see what we're missing.
Yes.
That's because people, a lot of these people, they've never had nothing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, how can you come from a place of understanding if you've never been there? And so it kind of killed me what my sister was saying because one of her classmates, you know, she has the grades and the drive, and she has the scores on her LSAT to go be a lawyer, to hopefully make some change. But because she's a DACA student, she cannot proceed with that. And so she's like at a loss. And I'm like, but there's other ways of making a difference, you know? And so in a way, like we need to encourage or apologize